Lumion Legacy, in my opinion, is straight up dying. Now, I'm not saying this because, oh, Lumion Legacy hasn't updated, or I'm not saying it just to generally fearmonger. Lumion Legacy is actually dying. A hot topic of the Lumion Legacy Twitter community recently has been Lumion Legacy's player count. I mean, heck, it's no secret. If you go into Lumion Legacy right now, you can see usually their player count always dips below 1,000. The only time that I really see it get to above 1,000 is on the weekends, where it gets to around 1.2k. However, before all of this, they would be averaging around that same number on a regular school day. At the time of recording this, it is currently 4 p.m., so most people, at least in my region, and all across the globe, are out of school. But why is Lumion Legacy actually seeing these record low of player counts? Well, that answer is a very, very multi-layered cake. The first thing, obviously, is there is really just nothing to do in Lumion Legacy. The formula that Lumion Legacy has right now, at least for their replayability, is spin in a circle, try to find something good, and most players won't do that unless if there's actually a reason to, aka events. Lumion Legacy also just costs a lot of money if you even want to have fun. Lumi Boost, going up here, 800 Robux for around 50 boost tokens. Now, I'm going to go ahead and buy 50 boost tokens to show you guys real quick just what you can actually get with this. Now, most people, if they are going to be hunting, they're going to be hunting for gleaming roaming. So if I sit here and I put on, 25 and 25, I am getting around 6 hours of gameplay for around 800 Robux. Now, on surface, that does seem pretty good. However, when you actually start to hunt over and over and over again, and you don't get good stuff, that becomes demotivating, and quickly you start losing money because of, the odds of 1 in like 80,000 Lumions. In my personal opinion, I think boost tokens were one of Lumion Legacy's biggest mistakes. You can sit there and say, oh, well, the monetization, they have to make money somehow. However, there are a ton of ways for Lumion Legacy to make money, and there are a ton of ways for them to be very, very profitable. These ideas have been pitched to the developers, and they've slowly started doing some of them, but the thing is, Lumion Legacy is never going to remove boost tokens. And I'm not saying, oh, well, they should go out here and remove boost tokens, because, again, it's too late to actually do it, but that is one of the biggest things, in my opinion, that makes Lumion Legacy not fun. I think it is terrible, the fact that a regular player has a 1 in 20,000 chance of getting a gamma, while somebody who pays Robux to get boost tokens has a 1 in 640. And again, you could say, oh, but Lumion Legacy gives free boost tokens out, and that's nice. I could sit there and list, the small amounts of positives for all that stuff, but the fact is, the negatives outweigh the positives for Lumion Legacy. Lumion Legacy also has yet to add things like ranked PvP, they have yet to do things like tournaments to engage with their community, and these are all things, by the way, that they have promised years ago, and they said that they are going to do, but again, they don't decide to do them. And whether you want to say, oh, but they're working on Atlantean City Part 2, or whether you want to say whatever excuse that there is, there's just nothing to do in Lumion Legacy right now. And then on top of that, we don't have barely any communication as to how development is going for Atlantean City Part 2, which is the update that we have been waiting for almost a full year now, since Part 1. So I do understand the people that, they want to quit Lumion Legacy, and the people that want to stray away from the game. I don't blame you. And the worst part is, with Lumion Legacy's player count right now especially, is that a lot of the people that are playing Lumion Legacy are just new people who are stumbling across the game, getting something, and then, hopping off, right? If you actually look at the medals, you can see how many people hop on per day. It's around, 400 for the first medal and all that stuff, and if you assume that that is a constant, then roughly around half of Lumion Legacy's player base at a current time would just be new players who are first experiencing the game and then hopping off, not returning. And that would mean that there's only around 300, 400-ish people that come back to Lumion Legacy every day, and that is alarming. And I know we have this conversation every single time that, Lumion Legacy isn't updating, but it literally has never been this bad, to the point where Lumion Legacy is consistently, every single day, dipping below 1,000 players. In my entire time playing Lumion Legacy, I have never seen this. And I want Lumion Legacy to get better. I really do. I want them just to drop this update finally. They've mentioned a bajillion times that Atlantean Part 2 and Atlantean in general is just a big hurdle for us. Okay, well, I'm excited to see what comes after that, but I think the problem lies in the fact that they have simply waited too long to get good, as quoted by Pokenova. But it is true, you know, the Lumion Legacy has waited too long to get good. They have waited too long to show themselves and prove themselves that they can be a development team that listens to the player base, you know, actually communicates with the player base, does all this stuff. They've waited too long. And I don't think it's the entire development team. You know, there's a lot of people on that team. They may not like me, but I do think they are good people. And I don't think they have any, you know, kind of say in a lot of this stuff and any part of it in general. It's just T-Bradham and Lando. You know, it's just everybody waiting on them to say or do something. And I don't want this to be like, oh, you know, T-Bradham and Lando, you guys need to get to, you know, doing stuff. You guys suck, blah, blah. Like, none of that. But it is just the truth. You know, a lot of this stuff rests on T-Bradham and Lando's shoulders. And we just haven't really seen anything come out of them. Anyways, that is about it. I just wanted to come on here, obviously, share my opinion, share my thoughts about Lumion Legacy in its current state. It is dying, in my opinion. If the developers are going to take that and, you know, propel it forward, you know, like, start to make Lumion Legacy better, I guess we'll just have to see.